Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Bregadon. Let's level up. We get to choose a special ability. Until the end of their next turn, the Vanguard cannot die. Until the start of their next turn, all damage suffered by the Vanguard is reduced by toughness bonus. Or until the start of the Vanguard's next turn, each attack made by the Vanguard makes them a priority target for the enemy hit by that attack. Until the end of combat, all allies in a 3-cell radius around the Vanguard suffer less damage. Or until the end of combat, the Vanguard gains Fellowship bonus momentum for each attack that hits them. I think I'll grab Upgrade 4. Because Fellowship is one of our primary stats. Then Abelard can get the first one. Just to mix it up. I don't think that's the best one, but I don't want to take the same special ability on all my Vanguards. 2 level ups for Owlcat, a characteristic and a skill. We'll give her ballistic skill. Let's do perception. And awareness. Okay, so until the end of combat, the target of Dispatch loses half of its current armor and deflection. A Dispatch deals additional damage equal to 45% of the target's missing wounds instead of 25% of its missing wounds. Until the end of combat, whenever the assassin hits an opening, they gain temporary wounds. If the Dispatch attack kills the target, all enemies at a 3-cell radius around the target gain +2 stacks of the disturbed effect, and must pass an agility resistance test or become staggered for 1 round. We know what those do. I'm going to go with Upgrade 2. More damage is more damage. Cassie has 2 level ups as well. Skill and a characteristic. I guess we'll go with Persuasion here and Perception. She has 3 eyes. Let's do Willpower. Okay, so upgrades for Last Volley. The Master Tactician and 1 random ally make 2 attacks instead of 1 during Orchestrated Firestorm and Last Volley. Orchestrated Firestorm and Last Volley can be used multiple times per combat, once per turn. All allies, including the Master Tactician that have a weapon capable of Burst Fire, use Burst Fire instead of a single attack against enemies as part of Orchestrated Firestorm and Last Volley. Until the beginning of the Master Tactician's next turn, allies automatically dodge all friendly fire. All allies, including the Master Tactician that have a weapon capable of area attacks, use these area attacks instead of a single attack against enemies as part of Orchestrated Firestorm and Last Volley. All allies within the zone gain plus 35% armor until the end of the Master Tactician's next turn. I like Upgrade 1, so let's grab that. Alright, Jai gets a special ability. All allies in the selected area also gain plus 20% to dodge, parry, and armor. All allies in the selected area have their weapon skill and ballistic skill increased by plus 20. All attacks by the allies located in the selected area ignore 20% of the enemy's dodge and armor, or the maximum number of action points granted by taken hold is increased to 5. She is intended to buff up my range companions, where my main character should be buffing up my melee companions. So I'll take Upgrade 2. And it's also useful for melee companions. Alright, Pascal. Another special ability. And more action points is good. We'll just grab that. Alright, upgrades for Steady Superiority. First time in combat that the Arch-Militant reaches 0 wounds while under the effect of Steady Superiority or Heroic Sacrifice. The Arch-Militant restores 20% of their maximum wounds and loses this effect. Until the end of combat, every attack grants a stacking plus 2% bonus to critical hit chance. Until the end of combat, the Arch-Militant's attacks do not spend all MP. Additionally, each attack grants a stacking plus 5% bonus to dodge for 1 round. The Arch-Militant can use both the Heroic Act of the Arch-Militant archetype and the Heroic Act of the Warrior Soldier archetype in a single combat. That's fantastic. So I was thinking, before we got to that one, both of these, especially for Heinrichs, but this is much better. Because you use the steady superiority to get the extra attack each round. And then you can use a warrior in Heinrichs' case, or soldier in her case. So not only would Heinrichs get a whole nother turn, you get an extra attack on that turn as well. I think... I mean, both these are pretty solid. This one's also good for Heinrichs because he's melee, he could keep moving around and ping-pong around all the enemies. Oh, that's a tough call. This one I don't care about. But these three... She doesn't have the best crit chance. I might go with this first. And grab this for her later. But Heinrichs can grab this right away. He already has a decent crit chance. Wait, which one did I grab for her? It was upgrade 2, right? I did grab 4. I meant to grab 2. Oh, well, it's fine. She was eventually going to get that anyway. Alright, and Abelard will get... See, I'm not worried about him dying, though. But reducing his damage by his toughness bonus, that's his highest characteristic. And then I think the next one, because they get 2 of them, right? Yeah. So he'll get the 2 that scale with toughness. Well, no. This one's also good on Abelard because he gets armor depending on how many enemies are prioritized by him. But this one also scales with toughness. Yeah, let's go with the first one. None of those options, I think, are fantastic, but none of them are bad either. Alright, so they want Heretic, Trophies, and Xeno Artifacts. None of which I have. Nice. We get the Brinkwalker Pendant. The wearer can move without provoking attacks of opportunity, as long as they have less than 50% wounds left. Don't care for that. And Staff of Endless Flame. Pyromancy. So the wearer of this staff, power level 7, gains the Inferno ability. The ability is also available in its Heroic Act and Desperate Measures versions. A power level affects the damage of this power. For every 2 creatures suffering burning in combat, the power level of this staff is increased by +1 and grants +15 willpower. So Inferno. The Psyker unleashes a torrent of Psyker's staff power level flaming projectiles, each dealing from 1 psi rating plus Psyker's staff power level damage. The projectiles have a 60% chance to fly along the central line, and a 40% chance to deviate to one of the lateral lines. Creatures that are hit by 2 or more projectiles gain the Warp Burn effect. And Warp Burn deals Psyker's willpower bonus divided by 2 plus psi rating, damage to the target at the end of their turn, with 5 times psi rating % armor penetration. Yeah, I don't know if I like reading the formulas. It just kind of ruins the flow. The target creature must pass an agility resistance test with a penalty to stop burning. But it's also sometimes easier to read the formula because trying to, like, read and then stop and then find where the sentence picks back up can be a little disjointed. Alright, let's go explore. We're more powerful than we were before. And we're done here. Conrix has really cool armor. But the pauldrons just... they're not, too big. They're tastefully large. Alright, let's go to Porta Septentum. The warp jump passed without incident for everyone except the crew members on bridge duty. For the duration of the voyage, they heard laughter. It seemed to come from outside, through the airtight seal of the ship's massive windows. The laughter went on and on. The ship left the hostile immaterium and returned to real space. Oh, warp gate. And some enemies of humanity. Take them on in a moment. Some plasteel. By their arduous labor and unbreakable spirit do his faithful servants fuel hundreds of imperial worlds. Their entire lives are an example of true service to humanity. Also, before I forget, I don't have enough to prepare. Why send all this stuff? Because most of these are straight upgrades. I have no reason to hold on to any of this, right? There's a couple that might be better. Not that, though. This one is not better. Can't have two lance weapons anyway because they can't fire both on the same turn. I'm not sure why you'd ever use a prow battery. It was a macro cannon, right? So maybe you can use it, you can reload it and get 2 shots off, so that might be something to consider. Yeah, there's no way that's better. Yeah, and the Mark 201B is a straight upgrade. So I think a lot of that stuff we can trade, right? Maybe get some more upgrades for our ship before we enter combat again. What did they go to? Oh, a precise bolter. Additional hit chance, 10%. And it does a decent amount of damage. Anything else I can get? My profit factor went up. So we can get the Deathworld Origin Enforcer Light Carapace. So based on our property, plus 10% dodge against human enemies, and world property plus 10 agility. That'd be good on, well, not Argenta. I want her immune to burning right now. The plus 10 to agility is pretty solid. So more armor, better. Actually, the average for the armor is the same. Dodge goes up though, and it gives her more agility. So, congratulations. Let's do a little quick save and check out the warp gate. We'll save the ship combat for last. Lord Captain, we're passing by a construct marked on the star charts as a dimensional gate. Our augurs are not showing any suspicious energy readings. The device is dormant, thank the Emperor. What is this gate? An ancient Xeno artifact, older than humanity itself. Judging by its design, this is a gate leading somewhere. Possibly straight into the wicked abyss of the warp, considering all the nasty crap that used to roam around here. Many captains, Lady Ship Theodora included, have tried to reveal its secrets, but it seems that no one can figure out how it works. Good for them, if you ask me. What was Theodora interested in? Her ladyship didn't exactly share her plans with us, always kept them close to her chest. But I'll go out on a limb and say she was searching for a way to open the gate and see what's on the other side. The Connaissance Fleet conducted its own analysis of this Xeno artifact. All records of the expeditions to the site were added to the exploration catalog. Nasty in what way exactly? I don't want to repeat the rumors, and I don't know the truth, but it was bad. There's word of ships and even whole trade convoys disappearing. Captains started avoiding the system, until eventually the Lord Inquisitor came here and made short work of it. Hasn't been much in the way of rumors ever since, actually. The Inquisition made sure voyagemen kept their mouths shut. Whatever the gate used to spew out, must have been profane and a danger to humanity. Man, it looks like Necron architecture to me. Report received. We live to serve, Lord Captain, but they don't travel through the warp, so that can't be. I guess it could be Eldar in design. I wish to study this construct. Lord Captain, I'd advise against approaching the gate. The Inquisition has declared the entire area around it off limits and packed it with mines. Our augurs won't be able to detect them. Ignore the construct. Consider it done. Alright, so I'm guessing that'll come into play later. There's no way something like that's gonna not play a role later in the game. Yeah, Necrons have no dealings with the warp. They are very much anti-warp, and their ships are fast enough where they don't need to use the warp to travel. They are masters of real space.
I'll be your beacon in the darkness.
As were their gods. Oh gosh. Alright, I guess we got ambushed. Bunch of jerks. They're not particularly tough. The Hellbringer class light cruiser is. How did we get ambushed? We saw them on the map. Oh, I guess we're going out in a blaze of glory. Jeez Louise. At least he's not close by. Alright, let's pop that first. And then I want to probably... let's do this. I'm gonna shoot at this guy. Those guns won't work anywhere else right now, and then turn towards him.
Macro cannons, open fire.
In fact, can I take him out with this maybe? Even better. Even better. And they thought they had got the jump on me, but about to prove them that they were wrong. I'm trying to get further away from that guy. I know how hard he's gonna hit. Alright, turn him away from us and hang tight. Nice little weapon they have on their ship. An apostate lance. So I think my torpedoes can take out one of these ships by themselves. Well, can't quite reach one this turn, that's fine. Do what we can. I think this will be fine. Soften this guy up.
With the force of a supernova!
And if we position right here,
Engage the engines.
this is our heavier hitting gun, right? 421, was it 84? No, this is our better one. Oh well, we'll make it work.
Make every shot count.
See? Made it work. Alright, let's avoid that. And I think we can position in a way to... we'll see. Be a little careful. I don't think our shields are up on the front, right? Yeah. Darn, that actually wasn't super great positioning.
Fire at will!
Like that, almost put him in the right spot. Nice. Alright, so they didn't go for the torpedoes like I was hoping. Didn't really plan for it, but...
All hands prepare for acceleration.
Alright, they shouldn't survive this turn. I'm always nervous about these ship battles because I feel like you never know which way they're gonna go.
Supernova. Lance batteries, volley!
Fade into nothing.
Alright, what do we get? Galleon Ceramite Void Ship Plating. So Galleon Ceramite Plating protects the vessel from harm, negating 7 points of damage on the port and starboard, and 3 points of damage on the fore and aft. Okay. Very specific. I tend to take a lot of shots on the fore, so I don't know that I'm gonna use that. And like this fight, for instance, we were ambushed from every side, so this would have been a detriment more than a boon. We have enough to trade. I think we got, what, 140% void trophies? We'll have a little bit to trade with the Imperial Navy. Yeah, 800, pretty solid. What do we get next? Plasma battery. Only 62, 63 damage. But we can always cargo it, so not the end of the world. Oh, that's really good. I want that. Or that, actually, yeah, that's much better. If it wasn't such a disparity between the general protection. Not a big deal for right now anyway, because we don't have it. Okay, we're going to try and make our way past the Kiava Gamma system and explore all the systems around it first. And then we'll return to Kiava Gamma. There was a malfunction in the engineering chamber during the warp journey. The accelerator cogitator stopped obeying the tech priests. For a few precious moments, the ancient machines were left to their own devices. The crew managed to avoid serious breakdowns or accidents. Several acolytes of the cult mechanicus were turned into servitors as penance, and the bosun gave out several triple watches to the voidsmen who dredged up the old rumors about the cursed ship. The Immaterium released us from its grip this time. A trickle of disturbing news came from the navigation chambers over the last few days. Allegedly, there's a vast shadow following the void ship through the depths of the Sea of Souls, or the Warp. It's another name for it. Mere hours before emerging in real space, the vessel shuddered. An unidentified Leviathan had emerged from the roiling warp, wrapped its tentacles around the ship, and started squeezing, trying to crack the hull like an egg. Yeah, pray for salvation from the warp trap. The void ship crew did everything they could to release their vessel from the nightmarish creature's grasp. The bulkheads groaned and snapped, entire chambers depressurized, and screams of people left alone with the warp spawn made Vox operators go mad as their hair turned gray. At last, the navigator executed an emergency translation to real space, and only the opening of the escape portal made the unknown aggressor retreat. A lot of damage to our ship. Oh! Okay, so they have one of our colonies. That finished. May as well do Dirty Bureaucracy. It gives us a +3 profit factor and a new contract. The requisitioning of religious tithes from other worlds in the guise of the ecclesiarchy gives the opportunity to keep a portion of the proceeds. And we're working with the Drusians on that, so no harm done. Alright, so we have an event there. How do I fast track my way back there? We can't afford any of these. Yeah, nothing to do with that yet. How do I... Alright, here we go. Lord Captain's presence will be required. How do I... Well, let me just fast travel there. Okay, so we have to go back to... Where's Falstone at? I don't recall where Falstone's at. Doesn't just tell me. Some of it would be an option to just click on something and travel there immediately, but... I don't see the option here. I was hover over these. It's somewhere early on. There's Yanis. But Yanis wasn't our first... colony. Oh, it says colonized system. Oh, there's Falstone at the bottom. Okay. I'm fine with the dangerous route. Give me a random encounter. We have already read this one. In we go. Do this, and next time we'll take care of the event on Falstone.
Keep your wits about you.
So we've seen the event before. Hopefully it's a new fight. Oh wow, there's a lot of enemies.
I always keep my
Into the
options
fray.
open. Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Your emperor won't save you!
He probably will. This has another effect, right? You get temporary wounds. And all affected targets suffer 50% less damage from the next attack. So it's pretty solid, especially against these AoE guys.
Victory is imminent.
Alright, he hit a lot of people with that. What's his armor at? So 15% from that. It's 1% per, right? No, 5%. So they only actually taunted 3 of those enemies. Well, that's fine.
You've got a problem, I've got a prize.
Alright, so I'm actually gonna have Argenta go first here. The Bloodletter is immune to burn and fire damage.
Don't get too cocky.
But the guys behind him are not. Right? There are specifically cultists to... Oh, they do have resistance to fire. So there's that. It'll be fun. Actually, I might go after these guys instead. They're lined up way too perfectly.
Guided by faith! I'll do it.
Oh wow, 72 damage from that. Jeez Louise.
Am I getting paid for this? I can do that with the right incentive.
I misclicked here. How'd I do that? I want to get some kills in the front line area. They all have frag grenades, but we're taking, well, at least from the first one, taking 50% less damage. Heinrichs goes next, though, so a lot of these guys are going to disappear in a red mist. Run him forward here.
I won't object.
Do that, give him an extra attack.
Is mine to grant.
I'm gonna charge somebody. We'll charge this guy. Our grenades aren't doing any damage to us, thankfully.
It's nothing. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith
I could swap to
without
another weapon,
deeds is
but
worthless.
I'm not going to.
Eradicated.
They're all blinded now. We took out one. It's all good.
I'll brush this. Out of my way!
As well as I was hoping. Alright, let's buff up Abel, or Heinrichs, and then give him another turn after I get in here and start swinging myself. Ouchies.
Who, if
For
not
crit chance.
me? I'll see to it personally.
Another turn.
Let's see to it. Naturally.
Be gone.
But of course, Lord Captain.
I won't go down easy. Holy terror, smite your enemies.
I won't object.
Yeah, just an absolute monster. Dead? Alright, Abelard can wrap this up. Let's buff him up first, though. Put the front line zone here
You've
so they
got
can
a
take
problem?
increased damage
I've
just
got
in
a
case.
price. Don't get too cocky.
It will be done. I will do my duty.
Let us not dawdle. I always have a backup plan.
How do I get out of here? When there's a will, there's a way.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Unquenchable greed. Okay, so the rogue trader has been contacted by a high-ranking administratum official who previously helped with reclaiming a relic of St. Cognatius from House Chorda. He enjoyed the generous bribes and would like some more. In exchange for the riches requested, he promises that an error will creep into the administratum's calculations so that all provisions from the agri-world of Mercus Alpha, or Mercus, I think it's Mercus, or Mercus, will be shipped to Dargonus instead of the Navy's orbital fortress of Dragonus II. Oh, cool. Alright, that makes a lot of sense, right? I need 7 people, though, which we have 2. So, a little ways off. Let me check this real quick. So we finished Dirty Bureaucracy. Got 3 more Profit Factor, which means we can go and look at the factions again. So we can do Good Tidings. That'll block Bonfires of Righteousness, which I think is more fitting for my character. But we are a ways off from completing that. I mean, Good Tidings doesn't go against my character, the character that I'm playing, but I think this one's just more fitting. We just need a lot more stuff. Then Yanis, we like one off for almost everything. This one should be relatively easy to get to, but we don't have it yet. Alright, well, I'm going to call it here. Next time we will see what we unlocked with our +3 profit factor that we just got. If anything. But there should be a handful of items, especially from the Mechanicus and the Drusians. Then we'll check out this event on Foulstone and then return to exploring. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.